You'll never get stuff that overcomes that chemical that you were using. But how would you control weeds in soybeans? They used other herbicides. They used other herbicides which were much more toxic than Roundup. So the Roundup has replaced much more toxic herbicides that were previously used.
You're answering my question by asking another. I'm saying to you, in scientific terms,
yes.
What do you see as the biggest dangers? GM, not the market.
So the only example where something bad might have happened at the regulatory system...
No, it might happen in the future. What's the biggest danger?
Well, no.
Threat.
The only thing bad that has happened, or that might have happened had it got commercial, that was caught before it went commercial, was that to increase the sulfur content of soybeans, a Brazil nut storage protein was put into soybeans, and then they realised that this would be a bad idea because a lot of people are allergic to Brazil nut storage protein, so they didn't. So that didn't go ahead.
What do you see is the biggest scientific problem at GM? You're telling me something that has happened. I can tell you things that have happened in immunisation, in antibiotics things. It doesn't mean that we would abandon immunisation or antibiotics. What is the biggest scientific problem as a balanced scientific view that you take to using GM?
I haven't seen any problems that worry me.
So for the first time in science since it started, we've got all positives.
That wasn't what I said.
No, I'm asking.
I said I haven't seen any problems with it.
You don't see any
that make any sense. That have any scientific.
That's fine. That's fine. As long as I know, you see no problems at all.
No, I said I can't see. Which isn't to say that nothing.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't ask you. I wasn't asking you to predict the future. I'm saying, but as it stands, you see
I can't see any problems.
No problems in the technique and what it could or may do.
There are socio-economic problems of control of the germplasm by a few companies. The monopolies are bad thing for everybody.
And the fact that GM is not doing nothing for the whole of Africa. We've been through that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that scientifically you're not seeing any negatives to that.
Correct.
One of my problems is something's really to Argentina. See, a country that used to produce a great diversity of food to be able to feed its population is now completely overrun with this better kind of soy, as you see it, the glyphosate soy. They're spraying from the air. They are affecting local communities. There's all sorts of skullduggery going on. There's violence, there's extreme pressure on local people. About 200,000 people have left the land since it started. And I mean, they talk about 18 million hectares. The question I would like to have answered is the food value of those 18 million hectares under soy compared to the food value of those 18 million hectares as they were before, and the soil in the pampas is being destroyed by GM soil. That's why I am so...
But if it wasn't being destroyed by GM soil, it would be being destroyed by non-GM soil. I mean, the reason they're growing all that soy, is there's huge demand from China and Europe. In Europe, we only produce 20% of the animal feed that we need. We have to import 80% of our animals.
We shouldn't be feeding our animals with soy. We need to find alternatives.
Well, I'd be much happier to see more sustainable animal rearing than any kind of soy. Amazing.
Using Roundup on the soil, it's residue in the soil for 15 years once you start treating.
Where did you get that figure? Because everything I've read about it says that the chemical that is glyphosate, it's as harmless as table salt for human consumption. As soon as it's in the soil, it gets immediately inactivated.
I wouldn't drink it.
Well, I wouldn't drink the herbicide because it's got these surfactants. It's got these compounds that are wetting agents. So you don't want to drink those. Absolutely right. But the Roundup chemical itself, glyphosate, is just a salt. It's a phospholipid. It's not what it's actually called. I didn't know once. But anyway, it's just a chemical that is relatively benign.
Before long, more evidence will come out about that. There's more research being
done. There's nothing that I've seen that's credible that says there's a problem with it. And it is inactivated very, very quickly in the soil. And it's, I would say, here's the point I would make. It's, what's the least bad way to proceed? In agriculture, it's not about perfection, it's not about idealism, it's about what's the least bad way to solve a problem, whether it's a problem of weeds or diseases or pests or whatever. So what's the least bad way to control weeds? Because if you don't control weeds, you lose half your problem.
Small scale intercropping is one way. More people on the land.
I cope with weeds. I'm an organic farmer. It's only a plant growing in the wrong place. You just cope with it. And you're talking
But you're
about
never going to
feed.
produce enough food that way.
Well,
Yes,
Vandana
we-
Shiva would tell you that green weeds growing in Indian fields are vital to people's nutrition.
Yeah, I have to say, I don't
producing
believe everything
twice as
Vandana
much.
Shiva says.
Sure, well,
We're producing twice as much as the world needs at present, and we're chucking away 30% of it.
I agree there's a lot of food waste. I agree that's a bad thing.
And at my farm, for instance, we're farming people at the moment. That's our main income, and we keep horses. We used to grow 50 acres of potatoes, milk 70 cows, employ 35 people, full-time people, and it's changed.
Yeah.
But you want food, we can produce it tomorrow.
and employ people.
Yeah,
Right, it's
without
synergy.
It's employment.
Pardon?
Know that what sort of consultations you have with farmers to know that the technology you're working on is something they actually want and
I talk to a lot of local farmers. So there's a local farmers association called Marjories. I've been to one of their events. I've talked to dozens of farmers.
It was just answering to the phone.
So Dave Hill is one that you may have heard on the radio. He was on the radio
so
yesterday
we
morning.
brought our farmers here.
Yeah.